We've already seen fake crowd noise in European soccer. We've seen digital crowds and cardboard cutouts in the stands. But regardless of the broadcast theatrics, there is an extreme cost to playing games in empty stadiums. The leagues know it, the fans know it, but how many dollars are teams really missing out on by playing games in hubs or home stadiums without fans? COVID-19 has dealt a financial blow across the entire economy, so let's look at the loss of gate receipts in sports. How would that work? The NFL. We still don't know what will be in place when the NFL attempts its return this fall, but let's assume games will be played at home arenas without spectators. CBS Sports surveyed several league sources and executives and found that teams average about $7 million in gate revenue per game. Counting 2 exhibition games and 8 regular season games, that comes out to about $70 million of lost money per team. That figure doesn't even include the loss of in-stadium advertising revenue, something that usually grabs the attention of 70,000 captive eyeballs. NFL teams will cut some of those losses by a lack of in-stadium staff during game days, but they'll also lose out on concessions and team store revenue as well. MLB. Major League Baseball and the Players Union is still attempting to forge a return-to-play agreement. But when it happens, it will again likely be at home parks without fans. According to Forbes, the owners have said a lack of ticket sales will result in an average loss of about $640,000 per game, although they haven't released info to support that figure. So $640,000 multiplied by an 81-game home slate means teams will lose an average of more than $52 million on tickets alone. We can glean some information from the Atlanta Braves, who are owned by a publicly traded company and are required to disclose their financials. Last year, the Braves made $5.4 million per home game, a number that includes all of ballpark operating income. The losses are huge without a normal slate of home games. According to an MLB report obtained by the AP, 39% of team revenue comes from game day proceeds. The NBA. The National Basketball Association announced its return to a hub at Disney World in Orlando. So obviously there won't be fans and home arenas won't be used. The league estimates that 40% of its total revenue comes from fans attending games and buying concessions and merchandise inside the arena. According to NBC Sports, as a general rule of thumb, teams average about $1.2 million in gate revenue per regular season game and $2 million per playoff game. When the season was postponed, 259 total games were left to play, resulting in an almost $300 million loss in ticket revenue league-wide. Stadium's own Shams Charania reported that the league expected to bring in $9 billion in basketball-related income this year. But with issues in China earlier in the season, and now the COVID-19 pandemic creating more financial strife, losses could approach $2 billion. The NHL. Empty stadium hockey is coming. We don't know where and aren't quite clear on when yet, but the league will expect losses. When the league was suspended, teams had played between 32 and 37 of their allocated 41 home games, according to Statista. They estimate that teams will lose $1.31 million in ticket sales alone for each game missed due to COVID-19. Even with the return, the league expects to lose more than $1 billion this year. So yes, the sports leagues have been hit. It seems pro sports, where spectators are expected to mingle in close quarters for hours at a time, are one of the worst options for entertainment in a COVID-19 world. These losses could impact the leagues for years to come, and that's how it would work.